One of my libraries has a bookstore open twice a week where most books are only $1. Let's show you everything that I found. Here's their new release shelf. These books are $2. I know this Harper L. Wood set all have sprayed edges, but at $25, it's still sitting there weeks later. Spotted a copy of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which I really need to get to. I did grab this teeny tiny copy of Redwall. They had Return of the King, the third book in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I did end up getting this Charlie Donnelly, even though it's pretty well loved. I didn't get any of these today, but they did have a few books from Kristen Harmel, who writes a lot of historical fiction. She's a new author to me. I just learned about her from one of my friends. And right next to those, they also had a ton of Kristen Hanna, but unfortunately, all of these were heavily written in. I do want to read Yellowface, but I want to read one of her other books first. Not a huge fan of the other books I've read by this author, so I left this behind. They also had a couple of TJR books today. After I Do, I'm pretty sure is on my physical TBR somewhere. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I've read already, and then they had Queen Charlotte, which looks like a prequel to the Bridgerton series. This is part of the Thursday Murder Club series, but I haven't started that yet. Probably would have picked up Stinger by Mia Sheridan if it was in better shape. I was super excited to find this Remarkably Bright Creatures with the sprayed edges. I've already read this, so this is a shelf trophy. This shelf is always themed for the season, so right now it is summer with a lot of beach reads. I didn't find anything on here today though. They did have a couple of Goosebumps books. They also had this Lord of the Rings omnibus for $4. They had the large print version of the newest Emily Henry book. I would have picked up this Taylor Swift if it wasn't missing the CD. I know nothing about this book, but I did end up getting it because it just looks so nostalgic. Spotted a couple of Darcy Coates books, but I didn't get either of them because I have a few on my TBR already that I haven't gotten to yet. Assassin's Blade is part of Throne of Glass, and I read this last year. I kept looking at this one at Barnes & Noble, so I was super excited to find it here for only $1 with the sprayed edges. Dexter is one of my all-time favorite TV shows, and I do want to read the book series, but I do not want these covers, so I left those behind. Here's another book that I know absolutely nothing about, but got anyway, and then when I opened it up in the store, I saw that it was signed. They had a ton of the Dune series books, all in the mass market paperback size. I've been wanting to get into thrillers a little bit more, so I did grab The Good Lie. Tessa Bailey is just not the author for me, but I did see Secretly Yours. And the last book I got today was The Inmate by Frida McFadden. Here's the recap of what I found today. I got a total of 8 books for only $8.